So, a young man named Ankit Saxena was murdered by his Muslim girlfriend's family recently in Delhi, and a lot of people are calling this as a honor killing, and they're saying this is not really a hate crime. This is not really a religiously motivated crime. This is an honor killing. Is it really? We're going to talk about it on the show today. My name is Sham Sharma. Welcome to the Sham Sharma Show. Hello, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of the Sham Sharma Show. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. All right, again, if this is your first time watching the show, please make sure to subscribe to the show if you like today's episode. And also, if you haven't subscribed already, and if you've seen episodes before, if you like what we're doing, please make sure to subscribe. All right, so recently a young man named Ankit Saxena was murdered in Delhi by his Muslim girlfriend's family. And as you'd expect, the media coverage of this event is so diversionary that it's almost laughable. I almost feel like at this point, this is how the media companies and people working for these media companies, they write the headline. Sarji, we have to write a headline for this murder. Who got murdered? It's a young Hindu boy got murdered in Delhi. Oh, who murdered him? It's a Muslim family, sir. Arey, that's not good. Acha, right? Boy murdered by boy over boy stuff. That's perfect, Sarji. That's perfect. And if it's a Muslim that gets murdered, Sarji, we have to write a headline for this murder. Who got murdered? It's a Muslim boy, sir. Hey, did he get murdered by Hindus? Yes, sir. It was a Hindu man. Oh my goodness. Right? Poor Muslim man butchered by fundamentalist Hindu in Modi's India. It's a beautiful headline, Sarji. You need a promotion, Sarji. And also, again, this is not a new phenomenon. They're treating it like this is some phenomenon out of the blue. This is not a new phenomenon. There's been plenty of examples of this, of when a Hindu boy elopes or marries or dates or falls in love with a Muslim woman, and the family of the Muslim woman doesn't take it too well indeed. And in a lot of cases, the man and the woman too have been killed. There's an example recently in Bihar last year where a Hindu man and a Muslim woman were killed by the woman's family for, again, falling in love. In 2015, the same thing happened in Bihar again. There have been cases in West Bengal where a Hindu man was murdered by an Islamist group for falling in love with a Muslim woman. There have been cases in Kerala, there have been cases in UP, there have been cases all over the country. So this is, again, not a new phenomenon. This is a phenomenon that is more common than we would like to admit. And some people are suggesting on Twitter there's not really a religious element here. This is an honor killing. And people on Twitter are suggesting that there's not really an element of communal hatred to this killing, and this really is just an honor killing. But I have to disagree. I do definitely see that there's a communal angle to this murder. This is because in an honor killing, it's usually the woman of the family that gets murdered for bringing shame upon the family. That is the whole concept of an honor killing. But in this case, it was the man, the Hindu man, that was murdered. It is because the underlying sentiment is that how dare this man, this kuffar man, have the temerity to lure a good Muslim woman out of her family and out of her religion. The fact that he was murdered in such a way that his throat was slit, which is again a religiously prescribed way of murdering an enemy, if you look at any ISIS video out there, it's undeniable. The element of religious righteousness cannot be ignored in this case. That is the sentiment here, and I feel like you are lying to yourself to an extent if you don't think that this is a religiously motivated crime. The mentality tends to be in a lot of these cases is that if a woman can be taken from another religion, that's fine. But if another religion takes your woman, that's bad. So I definitely don't think that this is just an honor killing. I feel like this is a situation where two things can be correct. Like this, there's an element of honor to this killing, and there's definitely an element of religious hatred to this killing. And then people make the argument that Hindus are rigid too in this case. They don't allow a lot of inter-caste marriages. They don't allow a lot of interfaith marriages. And I have to agree that is true as well. And, it's an unfortunate thing that's happened to Hindu society. But I feel like you have to look at the entire context when you look at how this problem has happened to the Hindu society. If you look at ancient times, Hindus were happy to intermarry and intermingle with the Greeks, with the Shuks and the Kushans and the Mesopotamians. This is something that used to happen quite frequently and quite often because in these cultures, in these ancient cultures, if one married into a family from another culture that would take the woman would usually allow the woman to maintain her culture, would allow the wife's culture to continue through the progeny and through the offsprings as well. With the onset of certain Abrahamic religions, what happened is there was such an exclusivist tendency to those religions that it inculcated an exclusivist tendency among the Hindus as well to kind of protect their culture. And that is unfortunate. And it's very unfortunate, particularly when it comes to intercaste marriages among Hindus, because people have these false notions of, caste superiority. And I feel like that notion needs to go away sooner rather than later. So I do think that this is an unhealthy thing. I do think that this is something that Hindu society needs to do away with. But again, it's important to understand the context of it. And it's important when these events happen that we question that. It's important that these events happen, that we question the double standards of the media. I already showed you how the Indian media is covering this particular murder. And it's crazy. Because look at how a Pakistani newspaper covers this murder. It is a dark day in Indian journalism when a Pakistani newspaper is covering the news with way more honesty than an Indian newspaper is covering the news with. And I want to throw this question out to you as well. Do you think this is just an honor killing, or do you think that there's an element of religious animosity and religious hatred to this murder as well? Please let me know your opinions in the comment section below, and I'd love for you to get involved. Alright guys, that's today's show as well. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you liked today's episode, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to share the show. Please make sure to tell other people to come and watch the show. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the show's channel. Also guys, I've been talking about, interviewing more influential people, interviewing people on the right and kind of the rational right, and creating a ecosystem for the right on YouTube through this channel. So we're starting that process next weekend. I'm going to be talking to Sean Binder, who runs a YouTube channel called Hindu Lifestyle. It's a fantastic channel, and it talks about Hinduism in North America. It's a great channel. I would really recommend you check that channel out and subscribe to that channel. And I will be talking to Sean next weekend. So make sure you check out our conversation when it launches. And if you have any questions for either me or Sean that we can talk about during that interview, please make sure to send it to my Twitter account right here. All right, guys, I'm very excited to start this new chapter for the show, and I hope you will join me for that new chapter as well. Again, thank you very much for watching today's episode. I will see you again on Wednesday, and until then, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.